The Art of Fatherhood. How to handle life when your kids are taken. The first thing that sticks in my mind is something my solicitor said to reassure me and calm me down. The majority of cases are not horror stories, however serious the situation may appear at first. With the right attitude and the right approach, even the most insurmountable of obstacles can be overcome. Just don't give up, and you will keep getting closer to your goal. There will be an initial shock to the system. You may tremble with anxiety and fear, and may have questions that fall on deaf ears. You may feel pangs of pain, disorientation, and a sudden loss of hope. All because something is happening that seems the antithesis of what is right. My kids were taken while I was in town. They were snuck out quietly and efficiently, with the precision of a military operation. Pure deception. Objective achieved and target secured. I had no idea what was going on. Just a message on my phone about having left for a play date, and the knowledge that they would all be back sometime later. Of course, the children never came back. Who did arrive were the heroes of the day. A squad of men who picked up anything that was pointed at and carried it off. It's odd watching some men that you don't know stumble around your flat, stuffing random things into bags and carting them off to a waiting van. Something like shell shock is a customary reaction to this kind of scenario. There is a bizarre, colourful whirlwind of activity, and no goodbye. I wandered from room to room. Left were the empty beds that were stripped of sheets, broken toys, old books, puzzle pieces, and well-loved cuddlies. There was a circle in the dust where a bookshelf had been. There was a cable, an open cabinet, an unfinished meal, an old pair of shoes. Something's too big or too awkward to worry about. It did occur to me later how nobody stopped to ask if they could help, or if I minded, or even called back later to check if I was all right. But then, why would they? I was the bad dad. Of course, once you have been demonized, then people can justify everything. Like a line from an old song, it's all right to eat fish because they don't have any feelings. We race to run over the injured animals. Back to our reality, the hit and the run. Then, suddenly, emptiness, suddenly silence, suddenly nothingness. There is nothing more violent than absolute silence. Where to go, what to do, who to turn to, what to say, what to think, how to feel, where to begin, what to ask, how to explain. I started by walking to the last place that I ever wanted to go, the local police station. I could have driven, but I walked. I wanted to breathe the air. I wanted to think. I wanted to reason. I wanted to focus. You are somewhere, but you don't know where. You shake, you tremble, you shiver. The air feels twice as cold as normal. And the local police station is closed. I walked back home talking to myself, telling myself to focus, telling myself to think, telling myself that although it might be the right time to panic, it would do no good. If you are going to get some clarity, you need some logic. You need some data. You need some process. You need information. There was another police station in the next town. Perhaps there would be some kind of solution. I grabbed my keys, a bottle of water, and some fruit from the fruit bowl. There was nobody at the front desk, so I rang the bell. After a while, a large man appeared through a back door. He was friendly and asked for all the relevant details. Personal particulars, times, names, movements. Then he disappeared and I took a seat. I felt chills from the cold drafts of air whispering through the open station door and realized that I hadn't eaten for hours. I took a banana from my bag as a policewoman appeared. She asked similar questions. I gave all the details that I knew or could remember, and then was told that the best thing that I could do was go home and wait. So that is what I did. I got home and made myself a coffee and drank it quickly. But I was still frozen. Frozen in my thoughts, frozen in my fear, frozen in my heart. I placed the phone on the bed in front of me and stared at it for what seemed like hours, waiting. Eventually, much later, somebody called and said, "We have found your kids." What happened next, I am not yet at liberty to discuss. But here are some things you need to know. You need to record everything and gather as much information as possible. You need to collect evidence of people, places, actions, things. You need to write to inform people of what has happened, and you need to ask for guidance. You need to know the law. You need to live to fight another day. You need to realize the complete depth of the deception. And you need people that you can trust. You need to know you. You need to know what you need. You need to feed yourself with the right kinds of food. You need some faith and some hope. You need to remember to breathe. You need to sleep and you need exercise. You need a plan, a target, a goal, a strategy. You need to counter what has happened with precision and wisdom. You need to see how lies might get you to the top, but after that, it's just a sudden drop and a quick stop. Like a broken car in a long race, you have to pace yourself. You have to check in with the people around you. You have to have the right focus if you want the right result. You have to play the game by the rules, or else sacrifice all moral authority. You have to believe in being better. You know, it's a myth that anything gets easier. As you get older, you level up and the challenges become progressively more difficult and more complex. Your ability to define yourself as a man really comes through accepting the challenges and preparing for the struggles. Nothing is set in stone. The art of fatherhood.